All right, everyone, we're recording a promo for Pro Teaches Noobs. Oh, what's a noob? Hey, you know who else is a noob? My mom! All right, everyone, just forget it, okay?
Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. Today I have with me Brit.
Hello, hello.
And today we are continuing our Peter David Supergirl coverage. Yeah, over the past couple issues, we had quite a bit happen. We had, well, obviously the stuff dealing with Zoriel and all that, but basically we basically now know someone is trying to push Supergirl to breaking, to cause someone's death. Apparently that is what she is fabled to do.
Right. It's definitely a with the whole angel thing, it's definitely testing her morals. And that's what you need
Exactly.
with these characters.
Exactly. And if you recall, we already know about Comet's origin. Well, we're going to get a bit more about that here.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. The fact they do that whole, picture within a picture within a picture within a picture.
That is I mean, with just the opening scene being this is very eye-catching.
Yep. And it goes like, wow, you look terrific. Obviously bad timing. I swear, Cutter, I thought you'd laugh at me. Laugh? You look terrific. What do you think, Mr. Mayor and Reverend and Barbell? And brother, let's see the back. Look at that outfit. That is a good outfit.
It is. I really like that. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of comic artists, like Alex Ross. I saw a tweet which was very interesting, and even the Kingdom Come documentary
Mm-hmm.
talking about his inspiration for art and knowing that I believe it was his mother that was a fashion designer. So it's like, okay, that is definitely where it comes from, and the way he designs the characters, so
Mm-hmm.
that they feel like themselves, but also so abstract at some point, like the Kingdom Come designs. And then here, it is true that comic artists have to be creative with the characters, with designing, and even if they want to be this sort of fashion statement as well.
Exactly. Exactly. But obviously we start to tie into a few other things, like about how there was a photo taken of like this was taken at the Monkey Square at Monkey Square level during a fight with the Sparrow. Uh, on how in life-size cutouts of you and the Sparrow, of course. You better hope the Sparrow's agent doesn't call. In any event, your popularity has grown even more thanks to your recent involvement in the business the press is calling Hell on Earth, meeting Day of Judgment. Some folks are saying you actually went to heaven, walked paradise, that you were a sort of agent for the Almighty. Is that true? Well, yes. Earth the Reverend Barbell. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that whole idea of come on, just any Reverend would be like, huh? Like, you actually can tell me anything about the afterlife? You know what I
I
mean?
love Right. I love the 9 panel grid here
Oh, yeah.
because with modern times trying to use it, it seems so overused at the same time, but it confuses you. This it is so let's see, kinetic, and it just flows so perfectly with the art.
Yep. Oh, and of course, like Supergirl, if it's not presumptuous, could you tell it something, anything about the Almighty? He bats righty. Take care. Huh. I didn't even know. I didn't know God even liked baseball. Ha! Of course, we know who she's talking about. He would bring up. Oh, the comment had gotten brought up. Like he would bring up comment, who, as we know, was one of the other angels.
Yes.
Oh, look what she did with the outfit when she sees someone needing food and everything.
That's so
Unfortunately,
sweet.
but terrific. Who's gonna give me money if I'm wearing something this fancy? Damn good do-gooders.
Wow, that's a little ungrateful,
I mean, she's
but
got a point.
true, but still.
I know she does have a point. Who's going to be giving her anything now that she's dressed up all fancy?
I mean, it's well, and that is definitely the saying, a visual of the beggars can't be choosers type thing, because someone gave you something that, yeah, it might look expensive, but she could take it off and maybe she can sell it. It's like
That's
Supergirl had it
true.
and get it for money, but to be
It's for a joke, though. It's for a joke, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Oh, like, hello, Andy. Remember me? I'm Blythe. I've been going over your life and over your life with you. Oh yeah, it's been a real little slice. All right, but like any slice, it's time to cut out. Oh, pooh, Andy, Andy. Did you think you can get the door before it closed? I thought I would have thought you'd have learned by now. As Comet, you're very fast, Andy, but not faster than light. You're really getting your kicks out of this, aren't you? No, but if it's kicks you desire, stop! Don't stop! I'll kill you. I wouldn't if I were you. You might fall and hurt yourself. Here, put this on, and then we'll talk some more. I'm with stupid. Ugh. Maddie. Hey, Maddie. Gee, I almost didn't recognize you with the new style hair. You like? I didn't say that. And sweet. What you want, Danvers? Want to go apartment hunting with me? Soon as you have a free day? Sure. Anything to get you out of that hole you're living in. But yeah, they bring up was your Brit cutter. I think we're cooling that a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. Besides, who needs guys, right? Pains in the butt. Well, okay, Dish. What's going on? Else Malvert, isn't it? Well, kinda. Still waters run deep within those Southern boys. So is it getting really serious? No, it's not like that. We're like one step above friends. We've kissed, that's all, and all, and you want more. Oh God, yes. So yep, it's like when we kiss, it's like there's a fire in him. But I don't want to be pushy. Try sending him subtle messages. Maybe he'll pick up on them. Oops, pager went off. Gotta go. Wait, what kind of subtle signals? Rip his clothes off. That usually works. In other words, when I say subtle, I mean be painfully obvious.
This dialogue is so lighthearted, and even in the you know kind of like how I would say the emotional or the dramatic moments, or maybe those just very subtle moments, it has that
Mhm.
joke and it flows right. It's not something that just trying to crack a joke and you're waiting for the punchline and for laughs. This is flowing, and some writers in modern time, they don't write the characters like people. They write them
Exactly.
robotic. They write them as,
I don't get me started on that. Do
yeah,
not get me started on that.
very much of just writing the lines instead of writing it as you're actually having a conversation with someone, or even the monologues. It's kind of like they seem so robotic. So I'm
Exactly.
really appreciating the consistent flow of the dialogue and the monologuing.
Yep, definitely. And let's also be honest. A lot of this writing is the type of writing that people have missed whenever they've complained about it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I think whenever people have complained about like why Ryan be how they used to be, they mean like this. But you also know there are people who are going to just assume, oh, you mean where the men were the big heroes and the women were throwing themselves? Like that's not what this is.
no, it's and that's another thing, is that people these days don't know how relationships work. It
Mm-hmm.
seems so.
Exactly.
It's kind of like And I understand that, especially with female characters, you want them to have respect and, not throw themselves at men or be objects for men, be a
But
point
that's
in their
not what
life,
this
whatever.
is. It's just a woman who's like, I have needs.
Right. Is just a character being in a sense a real woman.
And of course, then you also know that people say, no, like, dump him, get together with her. But she's already seen someone who needs men.
Right.
You know, there are some people like that who will just simply say, like, no, these two want to bang, when it's like, clearly not. They're both interested in other guys.
Yeah, it's very much projection on the characters, and it's kind of funny because it's like this is fiction. You can do whatever you want with these characters as long as it doesn't just tarnish the core of them or put
Exactly.
something that's just so out there that, is like, no, this character, the way the purpose and the way they're set in certain instances,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they wouldn't do this. But if it's
Yeah.
something that's aligned, with the character, it's kind of like, hey, just let it go.
Now that, but those people, would make that statement despite what we saw happen between Linda and Andy a while back. They will still act like they'll be like Andy. She's in denial.
Right.
Oh boy! And in fact, that's probably one of the few things that I enjoyed how Andy was written, but it made me cringe at how a lot of her dialogue was straight out of someone like people. It was done as a case of a character who is just that a little bit needy. It's stuff that I've read online too many times.
Right. And well, this wasn't so much as online. I think, well, it was
No, no.
comic
Online was
forums.
back then, yeah, but
Yeah, it
not.
was forums, but it still applies because Twitter and other social sites, they are the new message boards. So I would
Yep.
say that if anything, if any writers at that time they were on message boards, this is practically their inspiration for sure.
Yep. Speaking of Andy, there was that one girl we had saw in the last issue, being no, a few issues ago, being attacked and everything. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. We've been having this guy who was clearly modeled after Wally,
Yes, yes.
like as if he was an adult. But
Adult, right.
yep. But here's where we finally get about a reminder of what happened with Andy. The falling out with her parents, and oh god, it's so real. Her parent, she introduces her family to her girlfriend, and even admits, I'm gay. And look, the first thing her mother does is throw something at her new girl, saying, "You ruined her! You ruined my daughter!"
Wow, that is very
That is too real.
traumatizing
That
and
is too
emotional.
real.
Yes, it
That,
is.
that is the one. Again, the fact that this book really dabbled in this, about lesbianism and or being, LGBTQ, but again, it did it in a way that wasn't shoving in your face or being so toxic positivity.
Exactly, exactly. It's not something that shies away from the realism of, you see a lot of the subjects, you see the beauty and, in a sense, the ugly of certain things. And, yeah, it is fantasy. So you are going to try to sugarcoat certain things. But if you
Oh
want to
yeah,
tell a true story, then you have to delve into the ugliness of certain things and you have to overcome it.
yeah, but at the same time, though, it's a way that's like this happened. This type of stuff has happened and does happen,
Exactly.
unfortunately, but especially back in the 90s.
Right. And what it is comics are escapism. It is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, and especially in modern times, people see the fluff and everything, and they kind of like blur the lines between fictional fluff, and
Exactly.
reality. So, in my point of view, it's best to show somewhat of the realism within
Mm-hmm.
within comics, so people won't be so influenced in thinking that, oh, it's nothing but fluff. No, no, you have to go
Oh
through
no.
certain things it is going to be in reality too. You can and that also
Yep.
has, brings out the more inspirational aspects of the characters. When you see the character spoon fed and everything, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, how are you inspiring me when you are privileged, basically?
Now,
So,
yep. Now, one other, but to be clear, they also get away with this because this is such a low selling title. If this
yeah,
was say like the main Superman book or even Wonder Woman, hell no, they would not be able to get away with doing this.
true, true. That is the one
Even if
thing
it's
with
not the
the
main character, yeah. Even if this was a sub character plot in Wonder Woman, still hell no.
right. I mean, Wonder Woman is a very, and we see that all the time on Twitter,
Yep.
the expectations of her status quo and everything. And it's kind of like, well, you have to look at it at a business perspective and a marketing perspective, and international marketing.
Yep. Oh boy, it's like, why couldn't you understand? Why could you realize how hard that was for you? Could even say, go back to your husband. Uh, we see Linda trying to do some of the jokes and everything, stand-up jokes. Not so good.
No,
But we see some more attack. But again, more and more just but then we see the two led to an argument too. You said it would be okay that parents have times have trouble sometimes, but they come around. They usually do. Oh, didn't and die over out of 100. Well, one in 100. That's me. To hell with them. If I never see them again, you can't cut them out of your life. It's not right. You don't know what it's been like with them, so just shut up. Oh, this is all your fault, you. Oh man, I didn't mean. Stop the car. Stop the damn car. I see this coming a mile away. You're going to start blaming me for everything, just like your mother. Karen, no, not again. Oh. And then she tried to take her own life.
wow. The flashback or the vision being gold and everything. It's so, like I said, it's
Yeah.
traumatizing, but the
Oh, yeah.
art, it makes it, it's very chilling, with it
Yep.
being
Well,
gold.
well, it's because the power's projecting it.
Right,
But see, again, stuff like this, it's good because it's realistic.
right.
There have been, again, I look at this stuff, and even though I've never experienced it, it's written in a way where I'm like, yeah, I buy it.
You
I
feel
buy
it,
it.
and that's the thing. These characters, their relatability, it doesn't have to be them just like living completely normal, like a everyday thing. Like the thing
Yeah.
that so many fans want to force on even Superman. He's like, oh, he has to basically have a low income or whatever apartment. He has to, you
Yeah.
know, things like that. He has to have even his intelligence. He is still an alien from another planet. So
Yeah.
his intelligence and stuff has to be brought down. He has to,
Well,
you
to be
know,
fair, just because he's an alien doesn't guarantee super intelligent. Granted, it is one of his powers, but it was never a guarantee.
true, but I mean, it's still the fact that Kryptonian DNA, biology are supposed to be advanced still is kind of
Mm-hmm.
like that is, I mean, that is a thing that should be,
Oh,
no,
by the way, interesting thing. Speaking of which, somebody just found out, a lot of the changes Byrne had done were actually not stuff he came up with. It was stuff like Marv Wolfman and Jeanette Kahn and a few others who came up with and told him.
really.
Oh yeah, apparently it was a lot of them who actually came up with some of the stuff like getting rid of Superboy. That was their call. They had that planned out before they even brought Byrne on.
But some editorial is to blame. Some things. I mean,
Yeah,
Byrne
but
did have his.
is it editorial when Wolfman was the other writer on that helped get things going?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's that's pretty much what I always say. It's a whole web of people,
Hmm.
involved with certain things. A writer solely doesn't make the decisions. It depends on their status, I would say.
Yep.
So like
Oh yeah,
Tom,
yeah.
like Tom King,
Hmm.
he throws his weight around because he is,
He's
within
Tom King.
DC, yeah, DCU, and he feels like, he does have weight. I mean,
I don't think that applies to his comic stuff. I do not think he throws that around at the when it comes to the writing the comics at all.
maybe. Well, you're
Because
right
he
because
already has the clout from all of his other books. He doesn't need his DCU clout.
you're right because before he had the DCU cloud, he did get an editor fired from Batman.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That is one thing. Even I will say, I'm never gonna drop that either because that was just wrong. It was scummy. And the funny thing is, you know what? It was over. He wanted to have David Finch do the artwork, but the editor's like, this is gonna be a moment that's gonna be reprinted for years to come. It should be an up and comer.
exactly. And the thing is, I David Fincher's art is fine, but that is something that
He's too big a name already. He's a big enough name already.
he's a big enough name, and also, I mean, for that moment and the way it is, I I honestly agree with the editor because you want
Yeah,
someone that is up and coming to help not only their profile, but if someone that can really, really stand out.
but
That
I will say on King's part, if it was King's, vision that it be, Finch, it's one of those double-edged swords type of thing
it
where it's
is,
like
it is.
both had a point because at the same time, you can't tell a writer who is just as much an artist. Let's be honest, as far as working on the book, that saying like, "Oh, we're going to decide your creative for you," as opposed to who you want. But there should have been a compromise, not a pity fest.
That's true. And I mean, now that, well, it's a multitude of factors about the wedding that is pretty
Hmm.
much forgotten, but it's just like all of that, you got someone fired, and actually, no one cares about the wedding anymore. So
Well,
that
technically the wedding
image,
never happened.
yeah, so now that image is not even, it's not being printed in that sense of paying
It
for it.
still did. It still
I mean,
got
it's
reprinted for
right,
a
it's
good,
being printed, but I'm
yeah,
saying
for a
like
good while. Yeah.
the um oh wow, this is Batcat wedding, something to be
Oh yeah, yeah,
celebratory about.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
no, yeah, that's true. But you still see it even to this day. You still see it.
it's just people complaining about it mostly.
No, no, no. I mean, even in advertisements, they or still gets printed on shirts and all that.
True, true. I
Yep,
mean,
just
that
that bit
is
of like him holding the finger, and she's like,
right.
"Yep." But yeah. So we still see Blythe like they rescued you, didn't they? A pesky police call saw you lose control. The policeman who saved you was a hero. Nobody knew you did it on purpose. Although when you tried something else, slit them wrong, and maybe you were just calling for help. So yeah, she became suicidal and everything. Of course, now it's trying to then take that abuse and then say Supergirl didn't do anything to help you. So they're trying to turn her around and now saying it's Supergirl has turned you away, just like everything else. Key ripes. A cancer stick. Thank you. Little witch almost tore my throat out. So now what? Now what? Now nothing. Now tomorrow we do it again. All over again. And once we brought her over, she'll bring us Supergirl. So they're gonna keep repeating this to her over and over until she eventually will weaken and be against Supergirl.
That's so sad. And the what's giving it even more a gut punch is the shirt.
Yep.
That That really okay. You're setting the tone. You're setting even more so what this is supposed to be.
Yep. Oh, we see them at a funeral for a bunch of people who had passed and everything. Grave markers. Dolores and Pratchett. Um, Maybe now I can finally get some answers. Tammy Neal, the woman who called me Ember when I was using my wings, checked herself out of the hospital. Presumably she's home. So yeah, she's flying in to check on her. Hello, Miss Neal? Tammy? Through here, dear. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be something like this. You'll excuse me. The doctor said I should be resting. Have a seat. Okay. You seem to be taking this somewhat in stride. Believe me, at this point in my life, not much phases me. Who or what are you? No one special. A humble practitioner. Yeah. I was born to it. It's in my genes, you might say. And you wish to learn of Ember, don't you? As much as I humanly can I speak to her? That's not quite as easy as you would desire. I'm afraid she's somewhat deceased. I was afraid of that. You look at me and you see her. How? How is that possible? An earthborn angel, yes, and a long-lived one, mostly because she didn't use her powers all that often, so they weren't able to work their corrupting influence. She glided across several centuries, living an immortal life, maintained by the celestial powers that spawned her. She had offspring with magic in their blood. I'm her descendant, but of Ember herself, I know very little. I never even saw her until I saw you, and then I knew her, or at least knew you to be her successor. That's all I could tell you. And so yeah, and also that was one thing that we did find out is that the demonic that she gained demonic angels, which means things are not going right. It is starting to corrupt her and taint her, which we keep hearing about this. Which I gotta say, this whole idea about the earthborn angels could be both you think angel, you think purity, but it's like they're still earthborn. That means it's not guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's truly no absolute purity,
Yeah,
you know.
because again, the moment they're born on Earth, there's going to be a taint to them. Always will be.
Right.
It's like when Jared and I had gone over, and you could see this on Friday. We went over the on PT and the last family of Krypton. It showed even being born on Earth by Jor-El and Lara, because they were born into an imperfect environment, like Earth. Their kid, the kid, they have new kids, but yet besides Kal-El, and they only have half his powers because right when they were born, and someone like John, I'm sure, had an immunity because he was half human. The imperfections of the world kind of affected their biology, so they, like I said, only have half Cal's powers.
Right.
Because they were basically saying, like, for that brief moment between coming out of the womb and the sunlight charging them, they were susceptible to Earth's, imperfections. So if something like that, it's similar.
That is something that should be explored more. I think with John, well, he was kind of created as like the perfect son,
Yep.
he and fans, the one thing that I don't like is how fans talk about throw around the word eugenics or things like that.
Oh
And
God.
and the thing is, and especially with Superman and Wonder Woman's, relationship. And the thing is with John, it's not eugenics in a sense, but however, the same claims that they say about Clark and Diana's relationship is exactly how John was presented. He was presented as the perfect son, and especially in his first book written by Tom Taylor, he had Wonder Woman say that he was like the in a sense, hold him up as a messiah. Like he is the
Yeah.
better hero than anyone else, in all of generations.
Yep.
And
Which, to be fair, that is a common thing you get with characters. That at least Taylor was not as bad as some others. Trinity.
right, or even Trinity,
Oh
that whole
yeah.
thing of human superiority, it's like, okay, what's the difference between you're saying, oh, even Batman being peak human, or
Yeah.
things like that. How are you saying this is eugenics or whatever, but then when it comes to a human, you say that it's perfect or it's peak human, or you
Oh no,
know
I get it. I
something like
get it.
that.
I
Yeah,
get it. I get it. Trust me, there's a lot of hypocrisy in comic books.
exactly.
There
Yeah,
definitely is.
it's
And some of these people, like I know Jared's been showing me some of the really toxic Chloe's, which I'll be honest, I never knew existed until recently. But I would say the one thing you could always remind yourself is these represent such a minor niche that while it can be vocal and loud, they don't represent the majority.
exactly, that is the one thing that Twitter has.
Gives everyone a
it,
voice.
it's avoidance, and it's a projection and a perspective of things. The louder people, and especially with the engagement of Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like the more negative things are what's spread like wildfires, but the more positive things, it gets left, ignored and stuff. So yeah,
Exactly.
and that's pretty much what these fandoms thrive on, is negativity. And even if
Yeah.
if it's not negativity, it's a bunch of lies spread about the characters,
Yeah.
or certain,
Exactly.
stories or whatever, and misinformation and misinterpretations. And that is pretty much why the fandoms are so divided, because first, you can't have a preference of your, own.
Oh yeah.
You have to follow the status quo. You have to follow this and that, or you're not a
Which
true fan.
status quo is what even I would say. I would always. That's why I'm one of those guys who's so free flowing that even I've grown when I see some people act like it's
Right.
one. When this is the true status quo. Like, yes, have I gone that way before? Like, was I ecstatic that things went back to normal when rebirth happened? Yes, but at the same time, even I knew it's not going to be 1-to-1 what it once was.
Exactly. You can, and that's the thing about Rebirth too, was that it sold this idea that it was going to go back completely how it was, before the New
Yeah,
52 Rebirth reboot. And it's kind of like,
but they
first of
picked and
all,
choose instead.
exactly, you picking and choosing, and it was also done out of spite, and it
Yep.
was also very surrounded by this mean-spirited way of, if you don't like, this status quo or rebirth status quo
Mm-hmm.
post-crisis, then you're not a real fan. And it just felt like that, even more so, made it feel like, well, if I want to be a DC fan, then I have to accept this as the status quo.
No one. Anyone who does that are those hoity-toity elite type, who have existed, and I've always avoided. I've seen those types on all comics message boards and everything, and I did what I could to avoid them. There's a
Right.
reason why my motto is "Find your comic book joy." Always has been, always will be, and I think that's why I'm always in a better mindset compared to some of these yahoos.
Right, right, right. And I appreciate that, because a lot of people that, come across, and what's worse is when they haven't read the books either. And
Aye.
they come up with their own headcanons, or they grasp on to other people's like thoughts and opinions, and
Aye.
again spread it like it's fact. That is another
Yeah.
thing that is poisoning, in a sense, this fandom. And
Mm-hmm.
again, this is pretty much why modern, comics, the way it's written, the way it's drawn, the way it's perceived, and recepted, it's
Yep.
is why it's divided, and it doesn't last. You don't have that longevity anymore. You don't have that story that is relatable anymore.
Yep.
You don't have the stories that really have that longevity to matter, It's
Yep.
always the constant reboots. It's the constant fighting over my ship is better than yours, or
I know
my
my ship's better than yours. It's like
yeah,
they can make it a dick measuring contest.
exactly. And it's like it's unnecessary. Whatever you like, whatever you prefer,
Hmm.
is fine. That's
Exactly.
that is what these characters represent anyway, diversity. So why do we love these characters so much? Because of their uniqueness. And yet
Exactly.
you have you have this mindset of no, everyone should think the same, should feel the same.
They treat it like
And
a religion. They treat it like a religion.
exactly. And it's like, no, 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 no. This is just supposed to be entertainment.
Yep.
Entertainment is not supposed to be where you were so up in arms of, this character is the way that they're
Yeah.
written. Like I said, unless it's problematic, then
Hmm.
by all means be critical of that. But if it's something
Exactly.
that is unproblematic and it's just a different, you know, timeline or whatever, different story being told, let the
Hmm.
story happen. Don't,
Exactly.
make a fuss.
But anyway, so Dick is mentioning how because his mother's the stress of doing a business is getting to her, he's going to probably have to move, and he's offering Linda to come with him, and she's like, "I need to think about it. Like I
Hmm.
have to think about it. You mean you will think about it? I mean, I don't know what I mean. Oh boy, and Andy, I'm really getting worried. Where are you? Please call Linda. Uh, good. My ad's in here and in 20 major cities throughout the country. If it doesn't work, I'll call him back. Huh? Linda, what is it? Look at this at the quarter page display ad. Is the villainy in your life overwhelming? And is your life less than super? We of the Church of the and Worship of the Blessed Angel welcome you. What kind of church only has a post office box? Look at the art illustrated in the ad. See it? You gonna join? No, of course not. Excuse me, gotta make a quick call. Supergirl Enterprise. Yeah, sure, and lady, you're Supergirl, right? Look, it's been a long day. Oh yeah, Supergirl. I'm sorry, recognize your voice now. You didn't sound like yourself before. Probably switched from Linda to Supergirl. I just had something in my throat. But Man, check this out. It's Supergirl. Supergirl, wait, and where? Hi, phone's free. I love that. And the quick, like, it's Supergirl. And where? Come on, you're drunk.
But
People say we're practically twins.
wow, this is the comedy that you love, but also every, you know, time we talk about this book or I'm seeing the pages and everything, this should
Hmm.
have been an animated show, animated movie, or live action.
Yeah.
Definitely would have had this for the live action. You know, I mean, James Gunn chose Tom King's, A Woman of Tomorrow because he liked the story. But if anything, if you want to be unique, he's already made the choice of,
Yep.
you know, basically them not being close and knowing each other. So, especially with, I guess it was the pre-crisis status quo of
Hmm.
Kara not knowing her aunt and uncle, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if you're going to go that far and going to
Hmm.
detach Superman from Krypton and Kara, then you might as well had Linda as Supergirl. I know
Yep.
that.
I mean, that is true, but like you said, it was a pre-credits because let's be to be honest, that whole she knew everything. She came to Earth, when she did all of that stuff. That is a lot newer than people think.
Right, right, right. It is, you know,
And as we saw with him making reference to the hypno glasses, he'll pluck from anything if it tells a good story, which at least he's plucking from something that exists and he's not pulling it. I mean, it's similar, not exact, but similar to Jeff Johns when he worked on Stargirl. Because I still remember you had some people thinking the female Midnight and Wildcat were something he made up for DEI points. And then others had to point out, no, it wasn't. Those were characters who existed, potatoes that haven't been relevant lately, but they existed in the 80s.
Right. And well, you know, some fans they think that DC started in 1986, you know, the post-crisis, so they don't really know
Which is funny because
about
that was done for,
pre-crisis.
funny enough, because Crisis was done to celebrate DC's 50th.
Right. So a lot of the fans they don't really know about pre-crisis. I mean, I don't even know some of a lot of the stuff from pre-crisis. I know just a little bit, but I still well, I know that these characters were created before 1986, you know. So
Yep.
I see that if anything is plucked from something, you know, before, it's very valid. It depends on it is what it is, of course, but it's still valid. Post-crisis continuity is not the only thing that DC
Right.
has to pluck from.
Agreed. And that's why I keep saying when Gunn referenced the hypno glasses, it was done in a way that was way better than the original handling. Which the original handling was one of those cases where they revealed it and then went overboard to over-explain how it worked. Whereas,
Yeah.
where at least in the movie, it's done in a way where even there you're wondering, are they joking? Is this an inside joke? Or is this an inside joke that Lois knows is an inside joke, but guys take it literal? Or is it true? But again, because they don't go much details into it beyond what is needed, it worked. I actually was like, okay, I can accept it here.
Right. It was something that was just kind of thrown in a sense, you know, because he did have if he had the hypno glasses, that means that he didn't have to have he didn't have to change his personality, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Um,
Well, no,
but
but it still helps so he can keep himself in the right headspace
just
as well.
yeah, just a little bit. But I mean, if he wanted to truly convey that it was hypno glasses, he would have emphasized it a little bit more. But yeah,
True, but
it
that's what I'm
was.
saying. It's left up in the air if it's even true or not.
Right, and I feel like, you know, the way Gunn flip-flops a lot of stuff, I feel
True.
like I feel like some things he is going to, okay, no, that didn't happen. It was just a throwaway. He's not gonna bring it up again any further. It was like it's especially with
Yeah.
this movie, it felt like well, from what he was saying, it was like his inspiration for this movie was his dog. So
Right.
it's
Crypto.
kind of
Yeah.
like anything else is okay. I plucked it from comic books, or I asked Tom King about it. So
Hmm.
it just all depends on if he has a solid plan on, you know, okay, so what from this movie can I continue
I was.
on or take and then,
Hmm.
you know, make it
But
make sense.
I will say this, and we'll get back to the story, of course. But this I
Hmm.
say is, at least he's still better than Greg Berlanti and Mark
Oh,
Guggenheim, and they started out being faithful, but as it went on, they decided, let's just slap the name on there and make it whatever we want.
that's true. I mean, having Walmart Batman,
Well,
the Green Arrow, but him
but no, that aside, I don't count that. I'm talking about as the overall Arrowverse went on, you
right,
started to have a lot of characters that were so in name only, and yet they would say like, "Oh, we're still being comic faithful." It's like, no, like, oh, look, we plucked this from the comics. Yeah, but you
right,
didn't handle it well. I say
exactly.
Gunn is better than when it comes to than Berlanti. I will say Berlanti is my judgment of a fake comic accuracy,
Right,
and
right,
Gunn is nowhere near that. Gunn is
right.
definitely nowhere near that. That the worst we can get is Berlanti, and it's so long as Gunn hasn't got shown to go that far yet, which he hasn't. I'm
Hmm.
happy
Right, right.
because again, Berlanti isn't at its worst. I mean, this is the same guy who almost gave us that Powerpuff series.
True, true. I'm not sure why they thought that was a good idea.
Have you seen the trailer? Did you see the trailer for that?
I did, and I was horrified. Yeah,
Further proof that Berlanti does not know what he's talking about when he's up to his own devices. That's why you need to cause he was involved with Jeff on Stargirl, but you could tell that Jeff had an overriding voice on him. He's good in some regards, but he needs someone else there to keep him on track.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yep, obviously Maddie gets some more messages from Cutter, and of course Cutter is kind of being desperate. I mean, I don't blame him. He doesn't want to lose her. Now look at that little teddy bear. Look at that little Dr. Bear.
Aw.
Of course she has a Dr. Bear. Nowadays it would have been made by Build-A-Bear.
Yes.
Yep, but yeah, basically as was said by this girl earlier, once they got things going, it wasn't going, there was no going back about, going through and trying to tap into everything. Dolores Pratchett, at last, as promised, as written, as was always meant to be, Satin Girl is back. Satan Girl. And they've actually utilized her again recently. Satan Girl is a connection with Supergirl that has been reutilized a couple of times.
Very interesting design.
Yeah, even in the recent book, they brought her back.
Really?
Oh yeah, even in the recent one, they brought her back and everything. Hold on. New Supergirl. Let me just get to come on. Can we bring up to 8 volumes of Supergirl?
Wow.
Yeah, but of course, and find out though, this is one of the longer ones, the one we've been covering. Yep, found it. I'll send it to you on in Twitter DM.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'll show it here. That'd be better.
Okay.
But you saw how she looked there, so hold on. Here we go. See?
Oh, definitely a different design now.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
definitely. But yeah, it's basically her being hit by black kryptonite.
Black kryptonite. Wow, that is interesting.
That goes back to Smallville. And but yeah, it was just for a brief moment of her being corrupted, everything. But yeah, showing Satan Girl. That's what I'm saying. So Satan Girl it's a identity that's been affiliated with Supergirl for quite a while.
Interesting.
Yep. Where to go? Oh, I just realized something. There was an issue I completely didn't go over in the past. I realized I got to correct right now.
Okay.
And that was the DC 1 million tie-in. I say this because this character will become important in the future. But basically, we just see this young girl who's supposed to be like the Supergirl of the, but by the time of Action Comics 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not literally the year 1 million. It's around the time when issue 1 million would come out. But yeah, it's a nice little thing. She's some separate character and everything, but this cutie pie who just, you know what I mean?
She does have a cute little design.
Yep. Just look at that. It's like, just look at that. She's so small, but she can do all this mighty stuff. But yeah, she is important for near the end of the series. I just realized because this happened around this point, I realized, oh crap, I gotta go. I can't believe I forgot.
Right.
Okay, but anyway, Satan Girl is back. Let's see if I can impress her. What? Ember? Harlot, betrayer, stealer of husband. I escape from my torment, and I find thee here. I should have known. Hold the hotline, devil doll. I don't know who you. The name is Satan Girl, and it matters not what shall you sport. I shall have thee. Oh dear. Oh boy, and Maddie almost gets hurt. Maddie, no. Okay, pentagram, solidarity restored. Check. Candlelit, check. Reverse bell. Reverse bow. Okay, got it. Whatever happened here, whatever I accidentally unleashed and brought forward can be sent back. I hope. Oh boy. Supergirl, you sing to absorb the flames with your wings. No, child. I know all the tricks of your kind. Oh boy. Ooh! How I have dreamed of this moment. No, you shall not have me that easily this time. This time, only the true sinners will suffer. And she all of a sudden is sent back in time with April to this April in year 1776, kind of. You have to leave. What's wrong, Rachel? Wait, how do I know your name is Rachel? What do you mean? How do you know? You've known me my whole life. Is that the creature, Mrs. Pratchett? Yes, there and is the slave who seduced my husband, who tried to indoctrinate my daughter into arcane acts of evil. Destroy her, for we shall not suffer a witch and shall not suffer a witch to live. Oh boy. So now we're going to be like, she's been plucked, to the past, as we're seeing. Wait, who? What the heck? So, what's going on here? Oh, so she's reliving the life of this woman who was a slave.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying, you're the Satanist, the witch who lured me in. Of course, no one's going to listen to her because it's someone of prominence. And then she's taken the form of that old, So again, we're jumping around, obviously. After you killed me, my former pupil, my partner in the black arts, as guilty as I of the wrongdoing, and then you received a reprieve. You became an earthborn, and you squandered the power for century, forsaking your duties and disgracing yourself. Do you deny it? No, I failed. Now, there's no need to be so suppressed. You have a rare opportunity. Through the mishap of an overreacting sorceress, you have received a second reprieve. You can live again, Ember. So this is actually Ember now in Supergirl's body. And how do I do that, Mistress of Lies? That's the joy of it. All you have to do is nothing. Just allow history to take its course. Sit it out as an observer and let another who is certainly no more deserving than you die in your place. Oh boy. So basically, Supergirl's gonna change history because of course she's not gonna let things play out.
Right. This is time travel is
magical time travel, especially.
Yeah.
Like, I could shoot you if you wish. It'll be quick and painless, unlike what they had planned for you. If convicted, and more painless for you, I imagine. For in a court of law, you'll have to listen to the truth that your life taught me all I know of Satan, and that I taught you things of love your wife never knew. Isn't that right, John Pratchett? Stay back, Ember. So that's how it been worked. She'd learned about Satan, but cut from a woman who was evil. But she didn't show the family what love really is, that the wife never could. So of course it's like, how dare she? But yeah, so we've sorry, I was cleaning it. I told you mercy was wasted on this creature. I know you thought highly of her, John, but face facts, she's no angel. No, she is just that whole thing. What do you think about this whole idea that this young slave girl had become the original earthborn angel because of the horrible things she had been taught?
Well, I mean, that is, I like that. Davis is putting diverse issues within this and telling the story of, it's not that he's putting racial issues within this
Mm-hmm.
and weaving that all together and confronting, xenophobia and, like I said,
Uh-huh.
racism, and but also the ups and downs, or some of the choices that even, you know um some slaves had to endure,
Mm-hmm.
you know um
I mean, look at this. Those dogs are worth 10 of you.
yeah.
But what makes it worse is, yes, is it because we're having a white woman in it? Well, that does loosen the blow a bit. But so long as you keep remembering she swapped roles with a black woman, but yet the same thing's playing out because they see her as what she is.
Right,
You
and
know,
it's giving, um there I can't remember the movie, but it is something like that.
mm-hmm.
um this is much better being handled than how Lois Lane that issue was.
Okay, first of all, that issue, even Gail Simone trashed that issue. A lot of people. That was a peak of desperation for scandalous covers.
Yes, that, even just the entirety of the
Yeah.
issue. Yeah,
And you know this, they were assigned, the writers were assigned those covers to come up with plots for.
and yeah, that very much aged like milk for sure.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, it aged like milk even back then when it came out.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, from first day of release, it aged poorly.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, look at this. I'll prove it at the trial. Trial? Uh-oh. Of course, there's not going to be a trial. Oh, yep. Kill Ember's descendant? I wouldn't dream of it. I just wish to make certain that you do not interfere in what is to come, for time is a parallel flowing river. As minutes pass here for Ember, so do they pass for Supergirl. When the Supergirl's fate is sealed, Ember need never fear the pit again, and I will have my, something is happening. Nothing is wrong. All is exactly as it should be. Don't listen to her. I call upon Ushus to unleash the flowing. Oh, shut up, bloody amateurs! Oh dear, she's trying to tell him, I am the age of evil. I am not the sanctimonious fool who destroys life, and the evil slavery that you practice is more than enough to condemn you to the fires you're planning for me. We do not need to be lectured by you, creature. Oh Lord, forgive this unworthy thing. Oh boy. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. It's your own conscience pulling at your soul. And she has no soul. She seeks to recapture it now, to recapture her life. When Supergirl dies in her place, Ember will live again by patching her fall. And quiet, mistress. There is more going on here than you admit. Other things are occurring. I can almost hear her, sense her. How can that be happening? You, the hell with respect for your pedigree. I should have disposed of you earlier, but I'll rectify that right now. Oh boy. I gotta say, the fact they're taking Satan Girl, but going a little more literal. A Satanist and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, but confess your sins, creature. It is your only salvation, your only hope to going to heaven. Heaven? Little man, you know of what know you of such things? Oh, I don't know what to do. I want to live. I don't want to go back to the pit from which this confluence of events has freed me. I'm afraid. It's all right. Do as you must. I'm not going to beg you to return. But I'm not going to die pleading. But I'm not afraid of death. And you do as you must. You must do what you think is right. For in the end, that's all anyone can do. Act in the manner that you think is best and let God sort out the details. If my death means life for you, and that is what most important to you, then I shall die, and that is all. But instead, they swap. She sacrificed herself.
Wow.
And again, I like that. It's like they were making it very clear that, yeah, it's not a case of changing history. It would have been a matter of swapping.
Very emotional. Very really hits. Really hits the
Oh,
chord.
and it looks like Satan, that woman loved her.
More representation. Very cool.
Yep, because of her pride and everything. My Rachel, merged with that saint forever, shaming her punishment to the pit of oblivion. I could have held her in my arms once more. We could have lived in together. But now, so maybe not love in that regard, but more like a motherly love. But like, you brought it on yourself by teacher in the way of Satanism.
This is pretty much the parallel of kind of like I would say it reminds you of Hera's story, with
Mm-hmm.
the Greek gods, that she's very much a scorned woman, and this
Yep.
is very much giving that feel of scorn, um, a scorned woman, and doing what she thought was right, or what she believed in, and it basically, turned against her, to where now she's very resentful and, trying to hurt
Mm-hmm.
other people in a sense, but it's hurting her still.
Yep. But they both reunite in heaven.
A happy ending, what we all
Yep.
love.
Yep. Oh, care to guess who's returning after all this time?
Oh,
Someone we haven't seen since the first couple of issues.
first couple issues. That was a couple weeks ago. Let me think.
Yeah, but you probably know who can already tell by the silhouette who it is, right?
I can, but the name isn't coming
Yeah,
to
yeah.
mind.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Hmm.
Yep. I allow myself to be convinced that the property damage, that it's okay somehow, justified. But unfortunately, Maddie's place got destroyed. I've had Mr. Jingle since I was 2 months old. Ah! That's part of the reason why she went into being a doctor, was because of her bear.
Hmm.
But Maddie lost everything. Okay, boy. Okay, so see, some writers would just breeze past that and be, oh yeah, my place got destroyed, but I got a new place. But here they're making it very clear. Some people might be able to roll off of it if it was Metropolis, but here in a small town, uh-uh.
Right. That is also another thing, is that Metropolis, it is supposed to be the city of tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
things happen. And that is, I guess, where it lacks that caring for Metropolis, because you are told to, but you don't get the feel of the people or the city itself, like Gotham,
Yeah.
because it's Superman saves the day, and then after that, everything just
Mm-hmm.
goes back to normal. Or
Exactly.
the people just feel like, oh, this is just an everyday thing. Well, no, and with this long form storytelling, it has to traumatize the people of the city. And yes, Metropolis is supposed to be the sunshine rainbow type city
Mm-hmm.
versus Gotham, darkness and stuff, but you still supposed to have those flaws within it, so it can feel like it has its own character. So many people gravitate, it's a weird thing, but you love Gotham. You love the darkness. You love the any civilian can, you know, a fan can gravitate to and want to read about, because Gotham is such a prominent part of Batman, and it has become its own character. So that's
Yep.
what's pretty much lacking within Metropolis. But it does feel like, you know, even with Wonder Woman, with Gateway City, at first it felt lived in, and it felt like something that's really within Diana's character,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, but now that she's switching to um Washington, it
Well, to be
feels
fair,
like
that's what it was before.
it was, but it still kind of feels like, oh, she's just there. Like it's not something that is it's not
Mm-hmm.
bound. It doesn't feel bound to her character. It just feels more like a a significant real world city or place, and they want to make that into to something iconic when it's not. So that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Gotham
Exactly.
Gotham is iconic because it has so much care into it, with
Hmm.
not just telling the readers to care about it, not just telling the readers what the city represents of Batman. We actually are able
Yeah.
to read about it. So DC really needs to start, if you want to care about Gateway City, if you want to care about Washington, or
Hmm.
or whatever, wherever Diana is, even in London where she was in New
Yeah.
52, if you want people to really care about Metropolis too, we need more stories where you actually feel that the city is a character of its own too.
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so Linda's offering Mary to come live with her, which obviously that's sweet.
Yes, yes.
Um, but and promise me, Mister Jingles won't party too loud and bother the neighbors. but uh, but yeah, you're a godsend. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I love the facial expressions on sometimes.
Yes. And whose art is this again?
Leonard Kirk still Leonard Kirk.
Okay, okay.
Yep, still Leonard Kirk. But yep, so yeah, they meet up like, yes, may I help you? Yeah, I'd like to speak to whoever's in charge of the Church of S. How did you know where to look for us? Address card filled out when you got your PO box. I'm very resourceful. Yeah, Menchie, like I'm representing Supergirl's interest in the matter. Now we could do this easy, or we could do it through lawyers. One moment. Please come in, Mr. Sharp. My name is Shelley. Thanks, Shelley. And that's Sharp A, like sharp. How
Mhm.
sweet. I think you're sharp too. Ha! Holy. And yes, she is holy, isn't she? No, I mean, that is a joke, right? Oh, is this who I think it is? From the earlier, hold on. The character of which just to double check which issue this was. Okay, Supergirl, Volume 4, number 42. Because I just want to double check if this is that same guy from the very early. Remember
Right.
when Mom and Pa took Supergirl to that preacher who had all the jewelry on.
Mhm.
Hold on. So come on, come on. Nope, not the same person. But yeah, she's God's messenger, all that. Oh, of course, Dick comes to meet up with her, like, big fight that Supergirl is in. Yeah, I know. Look, you want to chat here? I mean, we could go get a drink or whatever makes you comfortable. Maddie, company's here. Sorry, what'd you say? God! Dropping the other towel when you ran was a nice touch, Maddie. Shut up! I have a feeling that was put in there after the artwork.
Definitely.
I think that was a little jab put in there after the artwork. They realized, oh, the other towel dropped. But yeah, like maybe we should head out. Yeah, give me an hour to get cleaned up and stuff. Okay, Maddie, nice to see you. I mean, never mind. You're a doctor. The human body shouldn't be a big deal. Other people aren't. Mine is. Well, I can't blame you for being modest. What with that big butt of yours? Hey, I have a great butt. That's exactly what Dick said.
Wow.
Oh boy. So yeah, this whole talking about, an angelic being doing God's work and all that. Of course, then she has super hearing and Supergirl. And why do you think she hears you? She has super hearing and Supergirl wouldn't lie. Oy. Is a public figure, and the separation of church and state allows us to worship as we see fit. Oh boy. Hey, really, Dick? I'm like, oh my lord, sorry if it ain't enough. Biggest bouquet I could find in such short notice. No, it's fine. The flowers are, I just mean, too much? Not if you're the Duchess of York, no. Okay then, your carriage awaits, your highness. I feel like Cinderella. I'm like Linderella. Yep. Oh, and then yeehaws! Yeehaws! I love, like, I feel so stiff, like a line dancing Frankenstein monster, but Dick's infinitely patient, and no one seems to care I'm a klutz. I'm starting to remember what it's like to have fun. Uh-oh, here's police. Uh-oh. Linderella, go make your red-skirted butt and wrap this up before Dick's feelings are totally trashed. Uh-oh. Oh, they're right, like, oh, this is probably... I haven't been here since Mary Marvel. We didn't go over that, but that was a tie-in.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Oh, hey, Linda's dad. We haven't seen him in ages.
We haven't. It's good to see him. We haven't seen the parents at all.
Yeah. God protects children. My mommy said so. Mommy lied, kid. He's the one who said mommy lied. That wasn't nice. Should I kick his butt? Yeah. Oh, guess what? I'm wearing my Supergirl underwear. Really? Me too. Okay, you know, there are some people who take that as being a, like, oh, pervy. It's like, no, a young girl would say that. If she said, you know, like trying to impress the hero.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? She's trying to impress, like, I'm wearing my Supergirl underwear. Like, I'm a big fan. That's their way of saying I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, nowadays, I mean, adults wearing it, that's creepy. If a kid is wearing no type of decorative underwear, it ain't.
Right. You know, there's some things that, like I said, is always going to be flawed and is always going to be of the time. You know, certain things that you don't really question until later.
Oh, boy, of course she keeps on feeling... Oh boy, we keep getting the interruptions running off, and he feels like, what's going on here? And it's making everything worse. Oh. And unfortunately, her stray clothes got burned.
Awkward date.
Yeah, and like when even when we're together, it's obvious you want to be anywhere besides me. Oh, like I'm second fiddle to just about anything that catches your attention. Yeah, you said it, boy. Dick, how would you like to be the recipient of my undivided attention? Linda, I want you to understand I have respect for you. How far is your place? 10 blocks? Giddy up! I'm falling in love with you. I got a secret too. Ah!
Oh,
Buzz! So, wait, what?
wow.
I remember Buzz did something to him way back when. So clearly there's still connection with the two.
Right.
But how about a way of bringing him back?
Yes, this is quite the twist.
Yeah. Like, admit it, love. You missed me, didn't ya? Ain't been in the game without old Buzz. Been a long time, and love, such a long time. Can't tell you how. What have you done with Richard and Malvern? Where is he? He's right here. You idiot. This is his body you're roughing up, not mine. And considering that I saved the bugger's life and threw myself against the Chaos Lord to save your soul, and I helped create you, little earthborn angel, I'd show some bleeding respect if I were you. I'll stab this body in the heart, and you can explain to your tough girl attitude to Dickie Boy's creepy parents. Creep, get Talk fast. How did you save Dick's life? So based on, I didn't escape love. We've hellbound and demons. We're more than a state of being. We're a state of mind. When the Chaos Lords yanked me away for failing, I split my conscience and put a part of myself into Dickie. That's how his cancer was cured. I made his body believe that it was no longer sick, and the damage ceased. I've dwelt in him since then. Didn't you wonder why Malvern again and again was always present at sites of chaos? I influenced him, manipulated his horse too, whenever Dick was slow on the uptake. The female Furies, Twilight, Matrix, Parasite, there was Dick or the horse he rode in on. I'm drawn to chaos, love, or it's drawn to me. Can't help it, I'm afraid. It's my nature. I've been waiting for you to form a true solid attachment to Malvern, waiting for you to say that you love him, so that I could be positive you'd be willing to do whatever it took to devise him of my essence. Like, you mean you thought if I didn't love him, I wouldn't care what happened to him? You never know. You're sick. What about Maddie? She's had troubles as well. Are you in her too? Nah, she's just got rotten luck. However, she does have nice buns. Meaning, of course, while Dick wasn't paying attention, he was. Okay, Maddie, you called me. You wanted me to talk and come over and talk about things. Well, I'm here. So what do you want to talk about? What's wrong? What'd I say? It's not you, it's me. I can't stop thinking about you. I haven't had a good night's sleep in weeks. I miss you. I miss you too. You do? Even after I was such a creep? Well, honey, I'm a creep too. So it feels kind of natural. Yes, this is Mr. Malvern, in a matter of speaking. What's that? Am I in rest and changing my long distance carrier? Can you hold on, Mo? Yes, sir. I can hold on. Phone solicitors, gotta love them. So what's it going to take to get you out of Richard's body? Well, I could always get into someone else's body. Any volunteer? Don't even finish that sentence. Hey, I'm just kidding. Can't you take a joke? No, I can't. All right. The rest of me, body and essence, is trapped in the heart of a comet, in the dead of space. Remember the one all those foolish humans killed themselves over? Meaning Halley's Comet. That's the one. Within the comet, I'm guarded by the unholy, a servant of the Chaos Lord. Defeat the unholy and free me. Once that's done, I leave Dickie Boy's body, with him none the wiser. Now, if you don't wish to help me, why then I'll just stay right here, hidden away in Dick's body. I can find a magic user to get you out, Dr. Fate or somebody. By the time you get back, this body will be dead. I promise you that. Don't underestimate how easy I can destroy it. If I do free you, then you're back in my life for good and making trouble. True enough, but here's another incentive. Help me, and I'll help you find your friend Comet. How did you know? I pay attention. Your call, love. All right, for Richard's sake and Comet's. So how do I get there? I've never been there, so I can't shunt. Got it covered, love. I still got a few resources. Hey, what are you? Stop! My God, this is worse than that trip I took to Apocalypse. They always say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So I figured I'd be able to ride herd on Buzz. But this, oh, look at that. Oh, boy. I wonder if I'm in the right place. Yep, so apparently Halley's Comet is actually used for supernaturalness, just not the way all those cults were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that you had all those cults that sacrificed themselves thinking, oh, it's aliens here to pick us up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what was that one cult? The, it was Heaven's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But look at all of those souls and everything. Like, Andy, it's Supergirl, Andy vanishes only to turn up here. Oh, nope, it ain't Andy. Allow me to trade your soul. Seals her back in. Oh, boy, we have all this going on. Praise the Lord and everything. Oh, are you ready, my son? The holy ointment. Let us pray. Supergirl wants him safe, and I am her vessel. Behold, the cancerous matter. Yeah, one of those type of scams. Uh-oh, the unholy. He's there putting up a big fight of all this going on. And Joy Boy's back. That was fast. No time to waffle about anymore. Oh, and they get Buzz. Shunt, Buzz, no, don't pass out yet. And some sort of ice twitter's heading right towards us. Did I scare you, love? Had you go in there, didn't I? And, so this is the flat where I've been living all this time. Come on, come the papa. And, that's a good lad. Well done, you. Oh, dear, poor Dickie looks rather ghastly, doesn't he? What have you done to him? We had a deal, and I kept my end. Dick's clean of me. Unfortunately, with me gone, his cancer's back with a vengeance. I suggest you get him to a hospital. As for me, I've got some catching up to do. Uh-oh. Hero worship, literally. So yeah, the Reverend went there and saw all of this. As a religious leader in his community, I felt it necessary to check out this new church. Scoping the competition? Not funny, Lieutenant Harwood. This can hurt people who give their life savings over to scams like this. So yeah, the church is calling out the scam.
Good.
Yep. Up. But unfortunately, he is a legit doctor and everything. So, uh-oh. She is, in fact, an agent of the devil. I came here, Reverend Varvel, to see whether or not you were aware of that. I am Judah, and you are to take the Fred Dampers, LPD, and I should warn you, Supergirl is rather beloved in this community. Beloved? She leaves havoc in her wake. She wields fire like a form of hell, and her form is pleasing to the eye, tempting of the hearts of men. Will you denounce her from your pulpit, sir? I will do no such thing. Very well, on your head then. What a nutball. And he's gone. Hey, you! What are you doing? Get down here! Uh-oh. There's Sylvia, of course, but the last thing I need to do right now is picture Linda and Richard Malvern together. Uh-oh. So yeah, we got a summary about what happened. He wakes up and all that. She can say if she wants, Doc. Got no secrets from Linda. Oh! Buzz! You screamed, love. Save him. You did it before. Yes, by playing my essence into his body. You want a repeat of that? There's got to be some other way. There is. What is it? Call it chemotherapy. Oh, it's here all the rage, I hear. You stinking temper, love. You have to learn to rein yourself in or get you into all sorts of trouble. Someone's signaling for you, so I'll be up. Cheers, then. So, I just realized Buzz was never this British when we first saw him. It seems like Peter David decided to reline him a bit more Constantine-like.
Right.
Because he wasn't this British, if I recall, and not this bad.
Yeah, when you haven't had a character in a while, that gives the
creator an excuse to tweak him.
Yeah, that happens a lot in soap operas.
Yeah.
and also just TV shows, when a character supposedly died and they come back the very next season and they are totally different, or they have recastings or something. That actually happened in of a show that I'm watching now, of a character that has been gone for like 5 years.
Yep, thereabouts. Yep.
And then he's came back. Like, it's kind of like they tried to
soft reboot.
Cast, well, not the reboot. It's more so like cast like a similar look, but from the first actor to this actor, he's much shorter, and he has a softer speak,
Yep.
A softer tone than and also the original actor was Australian, and so he had the Australian accent and everything, and he was much taller and stuff like that. And now this one is very much Americanized. He's
Mm-hmm.
and also with the soft
Oh
tone.
yeah, that's been
So
done
yeah,
before. That's been done. I've seen stuff like that happen before. Yeah.
yeah. So it definitely depends on where they want to take the character. It's kind of like, okay, I at
But doing it
first,
in a comic is different, though, of course.
yeah, yeah, because it is once you write this certain thing, and sometimes it has to flow. If
Or maybe it
it's
was there. He just didn't put as much emphasis on it,
exactly,
and
exactly,
maybe even Buzz himself didn't have as much emphasis on it back then. But now it's like I don't care anymore.
right,
Because he did call her love, but that's as far as it went. So it might have been a case of where Peter David realized I might have undersold the Britishness, so I'll have to go
right,
to the extreme.
right.
But But yeah, so it's showing off. Turns out that church is back in Stanhope, where the university was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Did you authorize this? Oh, come on. Without clearing with you, it's spontaneous. The Leesburg Church of the S isn't an isolated thing. But yeah, basically showing what happened ever since she revealed her being an Earthborn angel to the public. This was natural to happen. But yeah, of course, Varvel is trying to tell him, like, I get it, being a bunch of these fakers you speak of, and they do exist, unfortunately, just make my job harder. But my congregation believes in me. I warn you, I've gone to the police. Oh, the police have enough to do with people who are being hurt. We help them here. If your actions are preventing people from getting needed help, you're hurting them. Reverend, I've been given a gift, an ability to channel and tap into the same ability that fires Supergirl. The guy truly thinks this. I'm not worried. I'm serving the Lord's will. So was his son. Look where it got him. Oh. Of course, she shows up and tries to, Supergirl, heal my child. And somehow, and for a moment, it looks like she might have. Like, what just happened? But if you also realize it's something else that's going on here. This feels staged, doesn't it? But it's because of Supergirl's reaction that makes it feel like, wait, what?
Right. Definitely doing the Lion King and Messiah type
Yeah.
baby raises hilarious. But
Mm-hmm.
also it's the through line of this series is definitely speaking on religion
Yeah.
but not in a way that's preachy or
And they don't pick one religion.
exactly. It's just and it's basically just exploring, belief and
Spirituality.
exactly. It's showcasing that. And I really do appreciate how it's something that's very
Mm-hmm.
cordial, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate that.
Agreed. Same here. But that Judah guy shows up for a big attack, and then Varvo got mugged. Oh, geez. I hope he ends up all right. But yeah, big fight. Taunting her and everything. Luce and trying to think she's of the devil. Now it's Comet is coming back. Wakey, love. Having a bit of a bad day. Wish I could tell you it's going to get better. Only thing I can promise you is it's going to get weirder. What the hey? Love, you can't hurt me. I'm not really here. Neither are you. Lying so this is her unconscious mind. Against the carnivore from back in 43.
Mm-hmm.
The carnivore built this city in a corner of the between. It's a haven for other fallen ones such as myself. They have that already. It's called hell. Hell is for those who were cast down. The between city is for those who left voluntarily. I kind of like that idea. And of course she goes looking, thinking it's Wally, and oh no, someone is giving Dick a card for the church. And oh no, Andy. Like I promise I help you find Comet. Rest is up to you. Comet, what makes you think that this? Oh please, save the secret ID. Rip for the rubes. Like, I knew it. Can't get your hands off me. Don't worry, it'll be our little secret. Uh-oh. Wakes up throttling someone. Put your energies into helping others instead of worshiping me. Charity events are public, and can you heal others? My mother is dying. Oh no. It's that whole notion of, of the obsessionness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't help but having to make the comparison to Man of Steel. Or, the Snyderverse. Because here, though, it's showing, I think it's because this is handling a bit more humanely, I think. A little bit more.
Yeah, because Man of Steel has a darker tone too.
Yeah.
And it really was
going for more visual telling
exactly.
as opposed to spelling it out, which I get that, but at the same time, it's like I've said before. What turned me off to the whole note when people say, "Oh, it showed hope," I can just as easily make the argument: did it show hope or did it show worship, which is not hope?
Okay, so yeah, you're right.
Which is big difference.
Exactly, it is. I think what should have happened is seeing at the end of Man of Steel more of
Cal or BVS, or even during BVS,
of him being more within the people.
Yeah.
And seeing it started off great with the scene of him being like a not a grifter,
yeah,
a drifter, and
yeah.
he worked at the
I know the diner and all that, yeah,
and everything. That was perfect, but to really have it a full circle, it should have been him.
I would even go back to that diner for a brief moment, just to at least do something else there, like give a proper hey, just stopping on by, need help.
Exactly, something like that, or even with the people of Metropolis. I think that is something that wasn't built up, especially with him working at the Daily Planet now. It's like we didn't too much get that, and you saw that it was, going to this is what Superman is. It's kind of like a check box. But
exactly.
You need that build up, and you need a little bit more. So yeah, if there would have been some more interactions with other civilians or something like that in Man of Steel, it wouldn't have felt like a worship. It would have felt like he is that hope. And then in BVS 2, we saw little bits in here of him doing basically peace on earth type thing,
But again, it's the way it was shot. Be like, trying to touch him and everything. It's like, that's worship. That's not hope.
That's the thing. You have to show the balance. There will be people that worship the heroes. That is something. But you have to balance it out with the heroes. In their perspective is that the people are what give them hope, and what basically
that's why I get props to Gunn for that whole Superman. That was hope.
Right. I mean, he did the thing about that, again, it is flawed only with that, he did the whole speech. It was on the nose and very corny.
True, but that was directed at Lex. So that's why he's pleading with Lex. That's why when people are complaining about it, I'm like, it's for the audience secondary. It's for Lex primarily.
Right. What we should have saw even with him is that which is how the people forgave him so fast with
agreed. Yeah.
Not questioning, the whole tape and with the L's and everything.
I did not care for that either. By the way, speaking of Lex, there he is.
Old man is there.
Yep. Because remember, we saw it earlier, so it's getting, it's actually connecting back to it. This guy is still trying to make a deal, and oh boy. Carnival, are you insane? I said, trust me on that. Do you trust me, Judah? God help me. Fanatics, what can you do? There's no sign of damage. Carvin, was that your idea of a joke? Yes. Did you like it? I won't see my people abused. Don't be silly, Lex. If you can't abuse people, Why bothering have them around? Lex, showing it to the line, even Lex won't cross. Which is weird. Because Lex has done worse. Lex has done worse.
I guess they're trying to show that Lex does have some type of consciousness.
I think it's also because since it has nothing to do with Superman, he's less willing to see someone needlessly be killed.
Right.
Like if it was for, I think it's that blindedness when it comes to Superman. Since it doesn't have Superman directly involved, it's Supergirl, but not Superman. I think that's why his mind is not as clouded.
So basically, he has standards.
He does have standards. And again, he's not being clouded by his hatred for Superman. But yep, your father wanted me to warn you, and I didn't want to just leave a message on the phone since Maddie lives here. Someone named Judah seems to have it in for you at, oh my, Judah and I met actually. So yeah, meeting up with her mom. But yep, they're storming, and because of what happened to Varvel being attacked and everything, of course he's telling him saying, you have no way of proving I did it. Yeah, I can. She's trying to figure out her abilities, and to teleport there, and there's no Andy. Hi, not fair. That was dumb. She might have told me where Andy is, but something told me she's dangerous, and I best go with my instincts. Unfortunately, they broke her. They broke Andy. Utilizing her trauma, they broke her.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yep. But now I'm really starting to breeze through everything because we're going to be building up. This is what everything has been building up to ever since they introduced the Earthborn Angel. We are building up to ever since 25, I should more say, because that is something that he does. But in case you haven't noticed, he's been doing it in 25 issue arcs and everything. Have you noticed that? Like each one has something they build up towards.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one where it's a major thing. Like this could have been the end game.
Right.
Because I think originally this was meant to be the end game originally. But yeah, Dick decides like, I'm heading out. He's going to head to the church. We know where this is going to be going. Oh boy. Get that thing away from Supergirl. Working on it, Doc. Oh boy. I just feel bad for a comic being, so... Yeah, well, the future's here, Seabiscuit. They had to make a Seabiscuit reference. Yep, we have Dick being coerced and everything, ready to give up all of his money. Oh, man. All this is going while she's being distracted by these. And by the way, Blythe is the other Earthborn Angel. We've got the three angels. So yeah, they're meeting up with the Reverend and everything. I remember not to walk that side of town again. You said your assailant wore ski masks. Did you see any hint of their skin color? No, I didn't. It was as if they just appeared from the shadows of the alley, then vanished when they were done. Oh, and boy meets up with like you do know, right? Linda and Supergirl. She must have told you. I don't know what you mean. Oh, geez. My God, who are you? What am I supposed to? Because she gave her a little warning. It may be the only shot she had. And since he's taken a shine to you, he just might listen. Oh boy, a bigger fight going on. Basically, this has become an angel war. Or an Earthborn angel war.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all this manipulation by that guy. You did her far more harm than I ever could. Could it ever occur to you that she likes the way she is? That all of her anger has finally found its proper form instead of joking, foolishly, a posture she adopted? Oh, boy. Again, just big fight and everything, but instead it continues on. Everybody versus Supergirl. What? Silva, what do you mean Linda had to go out of town? We're supposed to move her into her new place tomorrow, and I can't and I can assure you this stuff ain't mine because mine is all toast. I know, it was the very last minute, but she couldn't pass it up. Oh boy. Because the rent will be a little dicey for me to handle on my own. Absolutely positive. Like the apartment is already paid for. First and last month's lease. Move in, and by the time the next rent's due, Linda will be back. Oh boy, she's lying to her. Trying to get her out of that place for a moment. Oh boy. You sought the Between City. You sought the carnivore. Congratulations, little angel. You have found him. What the hell? Sil, what are you? She's in a faraway place, Fred, and may be gone for weeks. I helped her this way once before, and she needs me now more than ever. Who told you that? A demon. Oh boy, in fact that this Supergirl church has gotten worse. Illusion, that was your next, because yeah, there must be some sort of illusion. Oh, look, the baby becomes a football. Uh-oh. I have other defenses. So this is limbo. So they're throwing everything we've seen her deal with since the beginning. Okay, Andy, how is it going to be okay? Have a damn mountain fell on me. You're holding the only part of me that I can feel and I can move. I'm paralyzed. And you're a Braun fan's the one with the healing ability, not me. But you can still fly at least. Oh, that's wonderful. I can still fly, but I can't feel. Kind of put a crimp in the old love life, you know? So I spend the rest of my life flitting around like a giant lightning bug. Carl's the only one who can help me. Hello, dear. Oh, Carl, I've been lying here for days. Where have you been? Taking care of business. Lots of things to do. Oh. In good time. All in good time. In good time. But Carl, Andy, tell him. I have my own things to attend to, Blythe. Scores to settle with. Some old friends, meaning her parents. I don't need my two Earthborn angels gallivanting about. Once I have all three. Yeah, where is Blondie? It's been days. It's like she dropped off the face of the earth. Not precisely. Again, dealing with limbo and all that. So again, basically showing where she's been for this while.
Oh
boy. Of course, yeah, they're trying to talk to Dick about everything, and he's just like, see, I gotta get away from you all. My miracle is coming soon. So basically, with her gone, things have gotten worse. And look at that! Case fully done, too.
Right. If it was Ed Binns, you would have.
Yep. Oh, look. Fred brought contacted Martha. Boy, they must be racking up the air fire mileage.
Oh, right.
or she asked Clark to drop her off. But no, that can't be right because Clark would have been there.
Right. Well, frequent flyer miles.
Yep. Sylvia, we're all concerned about her. Superman and other heroes are looking for her. They're doing all they can. Prayer is laudable, of course, but it's not the only thing. Yes, it is. And I'll keep at it. Keep praying, Sylvia. Oh, she just is now hysterical, saying she wants a sign now. And look what comes through. Hey, you Wally.
Oh.
A baseball.
What an entrance.
She says, I want to know. He doesn't show up. She wanted a sign. He gave the sign. And since we know about him in baseball, he doesn't have to show up. For us to know it's him.
That is really cool.
That's smart writing, because if you've been following it now, it only works if you've been following. If you haven't, if this is your first issue, you're going to be,
Definitely like, why did the baseball come through the window? Right.
But since we've been following it, we know Wally. That's all you need to know. But yep, something is giving him a sign. And of course, they say, where'd it come from? And she lands back. So that's the way it's going to be. Fine. We'll play it that way. So yeah, they're all happy that she's back and everything. But when they fly over to meet up with Richard, He's already dead. They scammed him.
Oh, wow. It's twist after twist within this.
It's building up to this. And she is. We get the crisis cover.
The crisis, yes.
But look at this. No. Oh, gee, she is beyond mad. She loved him. Oh, I'm what? But warning me of what, Buzz? It's unfiltered. Hi, one. I know what you've been up to, Buzz. I know when you're awake. I know if you've been bad or, well, just bad. You've tried to thwart my effort. That was a mistake, but a harmless one. Harmless to me, that is. This is the end time, Buzz. As predicted, the turn of the century is nigh. The millennium approaches. I thought the century had a return and the world's still here. Oh, good Lord. All right, one more time. There is no year zero. There's 100 years to a century. So the last year of the 20th century is 2000, not 1999. Remember people argued about that back in the day? Oh boy, he killed those birds.
What's wrong with the birds? Why must you kill the innocent?
I know. Supergirl, you love her. That's ridiculous, High One. Yes, I know. Of all the useless emotions he provided, that was the most problematic. Once I'm in charge, I'll be the first to go. You still think you're going to win? Oh, I know I am. Trust me. Well, trust me as much as anyone can trust an incarnation of all that's evil. I luck you, Buzz. You've got a certain charm. Cross me again and I'll kill you. Clear? Yes, High One. Oh, they meet up with Dick's mother, trying to figure out what the Lord's plan is. He must have one, right? He must have loved Dick so much to be so anxious to take him home and away from me. Oh, she flies off and confronts Smith, revealing the fake and everything. All that blood was from balloons. Balloons with fake blood, animal guts. And she just cuts loose. Unfortunately, though, she also knocked a thing of pills he needed. Now, remember what was said. What's going to be the moment too far? When she kills someone. And she causes them to have a heart attack.
Wow.
That counts.
That is basically Death Note as a person.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Crawl, Smith, on your belly like the snake you are. Lose all of your dignity as those you exploited did. That's right. That's a good serpent. I judge you, Smith, and I judge you, and I find you wanting. You will stay there on your belly until the police comes. You will confess your sins to them. You will admit to your fraud. You will admit to your attack on the Reverend Varvel, and then you will go to jail until you rot. Such is my judgment. If you do not carry it out, then may have God have mercy on your soul, for I certainly won't. He's dead. Nitroglycerin. Oh no. Yep, but they come and everything say you project only reflective illusion. The way you always looked at me, spoke to me, I thought you loved me. And you too, in the throes of love. What a day. You saw me, and what you saw in me, my dear Blythe, was what the moon sees in the sun, angel of light. You may be, in this instance, like the moon. You project only reflective illumination. But now, don't cause any more trouble. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, they reveal, there's Lex! Oh, you did more than that, I think. You! Why do people always say that when I show up? You! What sort of conversational gambit is that? The only proper response would be, me! But that sounds so ridiculous, don't you think? Where's Cutter, Lex? What did you do with him? In the interest of full disclosure, nothing. He was out to lunch when I arrived, and you just broke in? Arrest me. Then just say your piece and get out. You can't possibly think there's anything still between us. Believe it or not, I came to warn you. Oh, my life is so full of helpful demons. I formed an alliance with Carnivan, the carnivore. You what? And I'm breaking it. I should have heeded my instinct. He is out to destroy you, Matrix. for reasons I cannot even begin to. Get out! I'm through letting monsters in my life tell me how to live it. Get out before I kill me, as you did the Reverend Dr. Smith. What? He suffered a massive heart attack during a little conference, or after. No one's sure. Check at the hospital if you wish. It doesn't matter. I wish I could say you didn't matter to me either. You! Me. Like, Supergirl, thank God. Did you know Smith is dead? Heart attack. They're ruling it natural causes, but everyone's saying it was after you. Get away from me! Oh no, now everyone's turning on her. And now, hello, little angel. That was quite a ruckus a few days ago, wasn't it? You must have thought you never escaped that mob. A shame you didn't attend Dick's funeral. I understand, though. You had hid out, needed time to think. You did a good job. Even Superman couldn't find you. Dick's mother, she's commented on Linda not bothering to show up, how she wasn't there for Dick in death, just like in life. Harsh, but true enough. Now I, the carnivore, I can always be this for you. Always, if you want me to. Do you? Fine, it doesn't matter. Take me. I don't care anymore. Oh, and now she's imprisoned.
Wow.
Yep.
Sometimes they do write, especially the female characters, they do end up imprisoned or something, and it's kind of is more traumatic, or is more delved into a little bit than the male heroes, I noticed.
Yeah. But oh geez, so they're going like the people who had beaten up Varvel, of course, so many of them. But yeah, we're also seeing Varvel just doesn't know how to feel. Neither does Sylvia. She doesn't at all notice. She's the only one there at service. No one else is there.
Sad, so sad.
Yep. Oh, Zario's coming to say, you know, we need to help Supergirl. Oh no. So yeah, we have other things just building up. Things are just falling apart now. The international crackdown on so-called superheroes will continue. Newly installed UN head herald promises of a new era of bunch of Hoya that'll do good, as you asked me. So things are starting. Oh, I love this. What about Supergirl? Well, she's different. She's not self-aggrandizing like the other. Oh, she's different, all right. Disappears for a few weeks on end, shows up and breaks my windows, vanishes again. She's nothing but an unreliable. Like, oh, good, a seat opened up. You again? What are you doing here, Buzz? Slumming. Notice anything different, lady? Lately, world's getting worse. What else is new? Would you like to know why? I don't get it and get you. Do you like being around giving people bad news? Well, yes. Fine, knock yourself out. Why is the world getting worse? Well, as with most great winters, it was preceded by a great fall. Fine, she's mental toast. I have other fish to fry, like finally having out with my dear mom. So why am I wasting time here? She doesn't even hear us. She's in shock, contemplating her future, or lack thereof. So yeah, we're seeing all the stuff is just built up on her. And we also find out Carnivore is a vampire.
All of these revelations is so...
But yet, not surprising, really, since some people once believed Dracula was a spawn of Satan. Vampirism goes back to Satanism. So it kind of makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. So, oh, okay, what's up? Okay, I got double. Okay, there's multiple artists on it. That's why. Because look at that face. Because that's supposed to be Buzz. That is, But yeah, you see, the way the Angels of Love works is that she radiates love while drawing sensation from the other Earth Angels. But with Carnivan having dominance of all three angels, he was able to manipulate her power however he wished. Supergirl and Linda, fight it. Fight him. Carl, no. See, it was, that baby was a fake. That that baby was a fake. It was a demon.
Well,
it was a demon.
well, it did seem odd, as you said earlier.
Yep. Oh, look at it. He now has control over all the Earthborn
Oh, I
angels.
love that page. I really love
Yep.
that page. It's so scary in a sense, and that the eyes, the
Yeah.
angles, and wow, that is a very nice page.
Hear me, almighty present. Of all three of the earth angels are mine. That means I command the Shashina, and I will not hesitate to destroy it. Oh, greatest of the greats. Yes, I will destroy your female aspect. You know what that means, do we? And we know what that means, do we not? We know what you will become. Think of what you did to your creation at the time of Noah, at the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the earth then and was a paradise compared to the worldwide depravity that now holds sway. But the existence of the Shashina keeps you in check. With your better half gone, you will become the terror of the Old Testament. He who will bring death and fire and flood and famine. There will be no mercy, no love. You will wipe out all your children with your wrath, and none will measure up. And all who have assailed the gates of the heaven have failed, for they tried to strike at you from without, but I strike at you from within, and you have no defense against yourself. So what he's saying is the reason why God changed between Old and New Testament was he had I wouldn't say a wife, but a female aspect.
Right.
That kept him balanced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I think it is
It's an interesting idea.
I guess you have to have an equal perspective of gender,
Oh, yeah.
roles and stuff like that. It all depends on.
No, I get that. I did always feel that God did listen up between the two testaments. I get that, but I can accept it for the sake of the story.
Right. I mean, you're going to either have a patriarchal,
Yeah.
mindset of basically how, men are superior to women. Women are supposed to be just following the men and not having their own independence. And then
Right.
you are to have the matriarchal type perspective, and that could be fighting for equality in a respectful manner, or you can go to the extreme of extreme, feminism, and where is men should be below women and stuff. You don't have that equality. So it is a certain perspective that, either way you are supposed to be equals.
Yep. But yeah, so he's finally kind of able to swap things around now and everything. And saying this is Judgment Day? Oh no, Squire, that was yesterday. Now today is the first day after Judgment Day of the rest of your lives. Cheers then. Upset? I killed him. I killed Smith. Smith is dead, yes. He was trying to tell me. I realize now, but I was too blind. I caused his heart attack. Did nothing to save him. I failed. I've fallen. You haven't, but I will. Yes, nothing can stop that, but you can take the carnivore with you. What? Listen to me. Listen carefully. The carnivore is no longer has need of you. The Godhead once given him cannot be taken back, only relinquished. In his arrogance, he cares nothing anymore for you or your kin. Andy has gone off on her own. Blythe lies forgotten in a hospital. He has left the door open for you, Linda. You need but step through. Linda. Oh, there we go. Is this slowing down? It's slowing. It's getting sluggish. Hold on. Hate when this happens. Let me reload it. Hate when stuff like that happens.
Right. Technology can be our worst enemy.
Yep. Didn't even say where it's left off. So hold on. Here we go. Now, Linda. But yeah, she flies back to her and comments heading back to Andy's mom. Meanwhile, Buzz meets up with Blythe. Trying to say like this, whoever this is on. Yes, wait, I remember in Matrix invaded us. I heard a voice, your voice. I've guided you for some time in little ways, but I intervened once, Linda, when you were dying, and again more overtly when Matrix made you doubt. This is the third time and last time that I can intervene. Let's make it count. I believe that is meant to be implied. This is pre-crisis Kara.
Okay, yeah.
Her spirit guiding, but without being direct, because it was still at the point where they couldn't directly acknowledge her.
Mm-hmm.
But we find out Andy's mom had a change of heart, but she died before she could tell her. So she recorded a message to her apologizing. Oh, I love this. You all this time, who are you? Don't you know? Haven't you figured it out? Linda, my love, I'm so many things to you. Your childhood invisible playmate, your conscious, your second thought, a figment of your imagination, your guardian angel. Heavens, I've had such a variety of names, although the name I'm most fond of is Kara.
Wow.
Again, if this was the grand finale, this would have been perfect.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely would have been.
Yep, Supergirl goes to war. Do you think it's true what Buzz said, that there must have been some sort of moral switch, that some evil creatures assume the power of heaven, and because of that our perceptions are skewed? I mean, the way we handle things down at the street. You can't use police as a yardstick, Fred. For instance, Gotham City could suddenly turn evil, and who could tell the difference? What, Martha? I can't think he was meant to prove Fred's point. Martha would never say that. So again, like they said, their perceptions are skewed.
Mm-hmm.
Martha would never tell off a guy what passes for law enforcement. It's disgusting. Like, I would if I were you. I have friends in high places. And she then leaves. But, yeah, it shows even Martha's affected. Oh, look at that. Wally's Angels. Get it? There's Wally's God's Angels, Charlie's Angels. But yep, everyone, they're trying to now find Supergirl. They're ready to go fight. And Blythe goes and retrieves the Matrix. The remains of Matrix. And merges with her. So yeah, they're all ready to meet up, escape, get out of there. You seem different. The anger that pushed you, compelled you, it's gone. Or at least lessened a lot. Something happened. Do you want to tell me what? You of all people should know. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. So, yep, you got as far as you did with Supergirl because you were once part of her. That gave you an edge, Matrix. But I'm a fully realized Earthborn angel, and you're trying to possess me. Something like that never work out. But she's able to walk again thanks to merging with Matrix. And here I thought you didn't do Windows. No one in dead, I surmise. You do know better than that, after all. I see you're up and around. How'd you do that? The healing power of prayer? No, that's not what she did. I could tell. Matrix, the carnivore salvaged some of Matrix, and you used it to rebuild yourself, didn't you? So, yep, they're all ready to go to war. If God moves in a mysterious way, how much more bizarre are the moves of his fallen angel and demons going to be? Putting aside what he did to me, I should go against him. Why, precisely? Because I said so? Oh, well, okay then. Oh boy, so they head back to the in-between and war breaks out. Well, the recipient of my healing touch. It was a setup by Carnivin, wasn't it? Elevating my own expectations and those of others because of a power that was never mine. In fact, let me hazard a guess. You and your pals were responsible for Reverend Varvel being assaulted. It was never Smith at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, it was us and me. I'm sorry. Are you? Let's find out. Well, how about that? He was sorry. So yeah, I am no longer under any constraints. Neither are we. Oh, what do you hope to accomplish here? You look like an adult version of Wally. Why? Ooh, don't act innocent. Are you him, grown up, the same person? Or have you adopted his look because you're a dark distortion of him? Is it going to devastate you when I inform you that I have no idea what you're talking about? And is it going to devastate you, Carl, when we point out that someone who is now supposed to be omnipotent should never have no idea about anything? Is this why you came here, Earth Angels, to play word game? Say that I remind you of someone else, bandy about empty threats, or are you going to do something about me? If it's the latter, then I think it's best you attend to it quickly. Your betrayal was the hardest of all for me to stomach, Blythe, particularly since I see the truth of what you are. You do not share your angelic, you do not care for your angelic siblings. Your ego was simply hurt when you realized I had no need of you. If I offered to aid you, love you, cherish you, you would turn against these others in a heartbeat. And Blythe, wait, get back here. Don't talk to me about heartbeat, Carl. Someone with no heart doesn't get to speak about such thing. The only chance we have against them is if we're united. Oh, is that the chance you have? My condolences. Blythe, no! Comet, fall back. We need to develop a plan. Having one before you arrived here might have been preferable. Poor little Earth Angels, trying to muster the feminine power of the presence against one who wields the ultimate power of creation. I find that quite funny. Why do you not? Mommy, that lightning hit out and right outside. Oh, just people are being locked up because after all that happened. Finding hope in Supergirl is great. Supergirl's greatest power. And best of all, we all have that power in us. So in a way, there's some Supergirl in all of us. As I said, I have a plan would have been effective. My plan includes your creation, Blythe's turning, the undermining of Supergirl. Nothing has been overlooked. Nothing except yourself. Pardon? Supergirl had it figured out. You don't really want to win. You're hoping to be defeated because you don't truly want to exist in a universe where such as you can rule the kingdom of heaven. It's like Groucho Marx said. You wouldn't want to belong to any club that would have and you as a member. Kara, how can I? Yes, your own garden. And I tell you, Carnivan does not want to win. How can you be so sure of it? Think, dear Linda. I told you the celestial host was powerless. Yet here I am, appearing to you now. How is that possible? Because the carnivore hasn't pulled the plug on you. Exactly. Consciously or unconsciously. He wants you to have every opportunity, including my help, to bring him down. But it's crazy. How many supervillains would actually want to be defeated? You'd be surprised. Blythe! Hi, sweetie. Miss V? More than you know. Max! Insolent Ness! Now we end this, Carl. For good or ill, we end this. Blythe, angel of light, who lost in darkness, but will now bring illumination to him who is the most lost of all. Comet, angel of love, who unites, creating thaw from emotion that are frozen. And I, Supergirl, the angel of fire which cleansed, purified, burns away the rotting and disease so that something new and immaculate can grow in its stead. And here stands the carnivore, wielding the power of the present, capable of defeating any outside force. But our power comes from God's inner light, from the Shishina, from the female side of divine impusians. Here now in the between city, the carnivore battles the avatars of a force that is not from outside, but a part of himself. And it isn't going the way he planned. I can't help but wonder if, in assuming the power of the presence, in twisting morality around, he may have outsmarted himself. He was a creature who was the symbol of all that heaven reviled. And now, in creating a universe where the concept of good and evil have been turned inside out, it might very well be that he now despises his very essence. In other words, he's affected by the very change he caused.
Wow.
Indeed, it might be that this battle, which I had thought would be the most difficult of my existence, might be the easiest. Then again, maybe not. Fools! Pretentious idiots! I am the Carnivan! I am Conqueror! Ex-prince of the Orders of Power! When the first vampires rose from the earth, I was there! When the first demon worshippers called their Sabbath in the darkness, I was there! when Sister Sapraka was and Ludin was possessed. I was there. This is my time. My role has been prepared for me for millennia. Who are you to try and stop me? Me? I'm no one special. One of God's creatures. A sinner aspired to greatness and because of that fell from a great height. Because one should never aspire to greatness, merely goodness. Greatness is attributed by others to deeds rather than the person. But I have my role in this too, Carnivan. You see, I am the one who is destined to forgive you, and perhaps in some way to help both of us forgive ourselves. What are you talking about, child? My one sin is allowing you to have lived past your usefulness. No, you know yourself for what you are. You call me child, yet you are the one who is lost. How can one who is merely one of the flock, seek as you did to destroy the shepherd? You're blathering. No, I'm understanding you. At the last, understanding and forgiveness is all any of us have. I was as lost of soul as you, but even as I fall, I am found. More blathering. I am not lost. I am everywhere. Everything. I have no regrets. Then you've nothing to fear from my judgment. My wings, for they will not hurt those who are convinced of the righteousness of their cause. My wings will only work on those who in their heart know they are lost. But as Blythe said, I have no heart. A pity that you cannot say the same. And Linda, since I've cut you down to size, Earth's angel, I'll bring myself down as well. So tell me, now that I've killed you, now that your fall is upon you, the blackness pulling at you, do you still forgive me my sins? Do you? Of course. Go and sin no more. Well, what? I am Supergirl, Linda Danvers, the two who are one. But there's always room for one more. She took him in. Supergirl! Supergirl! My God, what have you done? Blackness, mind-numbing and mind-numb, Carnivan. I feel him falling away. I feel him sobbing. Or is it me? Hard to tell. Mom, Dad, Clark, I'm sorry. I tried. At the last, tried to be on the side of the angels. Oof! I'm in hell. And it's filled with feathers and smells like chicken. That's because you're not in hell, love. You're outside a poultry butcher in downtown Leesburg. Buzz! But what are you doing here? For that matter, what am I doing here? And geez, what happened to you? Got hit by a bloody lightning bolt. That's what. When I came to, I had this letter in my pocket addressed to you. Here, I think it's from the Big Cheese. Captain Marvel? No, you twit. The Big Cheese, the man upstairs. And Supergirl, I can sense it. I'm not Supergirl anymore. In other words, she's just Linda. You still got her eyes for what that's worth, but if you're depowered, well, join the club. What do you mean? I mean, I'm powerless. That's what? A frickin' mortal. How's this for a fine payback, huh? Someone having a giggle at my expense? Powerless? You're sure? Absolutely 100%. Didn't feel like a full power punch, but I still got some pop to go with the baby blues. Now let's see. Dear Linda, and you are more dear to me than I think I've ever truly let you know. The first thing you should know is all's right with the world, thanks to you. Everyone had a part to play, as everyone always does, but yours was the most difficult, and you handled it beautifully. And as did Blythe and Andy. I've rewarded them by rescuing them from the Between City just before it went up. Furthermore, although they remain Earthborn angels, they need never fear their powers overwhelming their souls, as you did. I felt it and it was the least I could do. Andy is making peace with her mother, and Blythe has her own demons to attend to. I wish them both well. As for Supergirl, well, that's a bit more complicated. The world knows that she died in mighty combat against a foe of unimaginable power. Think of it as an inherited, implanted memory, like being afraid of the dark. That's a retroactive bit of continuity, as it were. In other words, this was the equivalent of going against the Anti-Monitor.
Oh, wow.
She has, I'm afraid, fallen. Nothing could stop that. There is, however, hope, but it won't be easy. You'll have to risk yourself in the same way that she risked herself to save you. I doubt your parents will be thrilled to see you leave, having just believed they lost you. Although, trust me, they'll have more than enough to occupy them in the next few months, especially your mom. And I know you just got a new place with Maddie. Wouldn't want to leave her in the lurch. Might want to send her the rent in advance because, frankly, who knows how long you'll be gone. Well, I know, but who else? Here's the situation. Supergirl exists, in a manner of speaking. You'll have to follow the chaos stream to get to her. The stream flows much further than you ever thought. You're probably wondering how you'll follow it. Don't worry, I've given you a guide. Sensing the chaos stream is one of the powers I've left him. You have a few powers left to you as well. Use them to keep him in line. He has potential, just like a lost girl named Linda once did. If you find Supergirl, hopefully you can save her. That's up to you. In the meantime, whether you believe I'm the Almighty, a cherub with delusions of grandeur, or a young Carnivan before he turned bad, believe this, that I will always be your friend. Wally the God Boy. How was that?
Very good. The consistency of this run, I adore.
But you see what I mean? Oh, this could have been the finale if they didn't add on that last part.
Right. But honestly, I wanted to keep going.
Well, obviously. By the way, I'll just give you a little teaser of what's to come in this issue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so we get that outfit.
Yep.
No. Interesting.
But what did you think about all this building up? Everything that the Carnivan did?
It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of twists and turns. A lot of, as we spoke on, is
this closed out a lot of plot points. Points.
No, it's not any dangling threads. It's just putting everything into place, whether it is to continue on or, as you said, this could have concluded, and it's a very satisfying conclusion.
Very much so. If they wanted to end it here and had it be Supergirl died sacrificing herself, I gotta say that was interesting when you realize a little bit like her going against an all-powerful threat, sacrificing her life, and then making that little nod saying, kind of like the Anti-Monitor.
Right.
But this felt like we've been building up to it since 25, hasn't it?
Yes.
Well, heck, feels like we've been building up since issue 1.
Well, yeah, definitely, because everything just seems like it's a continued story until it's ready to conclude.
Exactly. And remember, Wally warned her about the Carnivan. Remember, saying like, okay, I'll give you these 3 questions. I can help you out on this, but you could have used it in a different regard. Remember that? Mm-hmm. He gave her an option, like, I'll give you 3 wishes. One of which was to find out who Comet was, which in retrospect was a bit of a waste. In retrospect.
Right.
But all of this, everything building up to this inversion. And again, I actually like that idea that he himself was affected by the change he did to the world. Because have you ever noticed that? Whenever someone changes the world, they're usually immune to their own changes. But why would they be? If they're part of the world.
Exactly. It is very weird, when that happens. It's kind of like, okay,
it's for story convenience, let's be honest.
It is. And that's why you don't fully invest in the story. You want to feel the effects of whatever, whether it's good or bad. You want to have that effect on the character as well. It's not enough to just know what happened. Kind of like Superman Reborn. It's like, okay, you affected the entire DCU continuity, but to satisfy the post-crisis or whatever status quo for Superman. And the only person that I would say that was really affected was Wonder Woman for obvious reasons.
Right.
But, everything else just felt like it had to go into place to be normal.
To be fair, it was their also excuse to then say how so much other post-credit stuff got folded back in. Because it did more than that. It added the missing years that New 52 took away.
The thing is, New 52 years was only like 5
Oh, no, no. No. Okay. Technically, that's not what happened. They removed a lot more years than that, but it was just the 5 years that was between Action #1, Justice League #1, and the present day. That's not the missing years. It was all of the missing years and experience they made when they decided, let's start from year 1. That's what was missing. So it was basically how, for example, instead of Superman being in his 20s, he's back to being in his 30s.
Well, yeah,
and the rest of the world caught up with that.
I get that, but I mean, this world is supposed to be where they are, in their 20s. So it's kind of like what is actually missing within that. And even still, with you going with Reborn or, backpedaling back to post-crisis, you are still missing years anyway, because a lot of the contradictions is that even with what Mark Waid is doing right now, with the history, he says, okay, Superboy debuted 20 years ago. So technically, if that was 20 years ago, Clark is supposed to be like 38 or so. And then his World's Finest, he says, started 5 years ago. So it's kind of like, okay.
Well, I just use that as an example of what the missing years were.
Right. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that how can DC, how could they have that as a marketing, kind of tool to say, oh, we're putting back the missing years when you still have the missing years even more so, and continuing to contradict.
And like with Wally, they continued to contradict with him, which that I do not blame the Superman Reborn for that, because that was just editorial after the fact, continuing to screw with him.
Well, yeah, Superman Reborn did not affect anyone else but Wonder Woman, I would say.
No,
a little bit.
Wally quite a bit too, actually. It did affect that because it took away Clark remembering the old history.
That's true. And
remember, for a brief time, he felt like, yes, we are companions, and then Clark was back to like, who are Iris and Jay? Basically, it folded Superman back into the fold as opposed to being an outsider.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was very much a cheat though for me, because it felt.
Again, that was done to screw Wally. I don't blame the Superman writers for that one. But anyway, here that bit here, because I breezed past it, but the bit with Andy's mom. Hello, Angia. I know you'll find it difficult to believe, but I was hoping you'd come back. I've had a lot of time to think about what happened that day you brought your girlfriend home. I was so angry with you then, and for so long afterward. But somehow, even though Dad and I said we never want to see you again, somehow I just figured you'd be so stubborn that you'd come back. I guess we were wrong. Then when we wanted to get in touch with you, try to smooth things over, we had no idea where you were. Couldn't find a dress for you. It's like you dropped off the face of the earth. And just as well, you just figure you'll have enough time, But sometimes, time just runs out. First, your dad had a stroke, and then, once the cancer got into my bone marrow, the doctor said it was just a matter of time. And I don't know if I'll still be around if and when you come back. It's Thanksgiving 1998 right now, and I mean, I look at what I've got left. A wig, vanity. That's what it all boils down to. I was vain because I thought your lifestyle was a reflection of me somehow. Or maybe that I let you down. But I've come to realize that, things just happen sometimes. In the end, all we've got is each other. And I wish I had you. I love you, honey. Even when I didn't, I still did. And wherever the good Lord sends me, I will always love you. Always love you. Mom. I will say that is both believable and also a little fantastical.
Yeah, it is, but it's still.
Not saying it's not possible.
Right.
But it is convenient for the story.
It is, but it still hit the emotional chord. So
Oh yeah, I'm
gives a
positive there are
slight
probably
pause.
mothers like that who probably have that realization, especially when they're on death's door.
I mean, that honestly is very much universal. Everyone has that type of revelation of trying to make amends and stuff,
But
you know.
the fact you had both a stroke, that both parents got hit by karma.
Right.
But that's what I think. This very strong moments though, and clearly this is what turned Andy around.
Hmm.
I will say though, the scene with Martha never gets resolved, unfortunately.
Well, that's sad.
It is. But oh, by the way, give you the heads. I'll give a little spoiler heads up. Blythe and Andy get together.
Really?
Yep. After what happened with Carl, can you blame Blythe for getting together with
True,
Andy?
but wow.
Well, to be fair, gives Andy a happy ending too. Give them both a happy ending.
Yeah, yeah. So it will be like that's it, no other drama.
There'll still be drama because remember, Blythe still has part of Matrix.
Right.
That will come back into play. But yeah, overall, you see why I wanted to compress all of this into one video? Because of that, there was no cutoff point. There was no good cutoff point.
It wasn't. I mean, everything was it felt
Falling
like a
action.
cliffhanger, but at the same time, you had to keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to because everything was, yeah, the fact that once you start bringing in that church, you had to.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start dealing with Carnivore, you had to. Once Buzz was back, you had to.
Right.
By the way, unfortunately, that was the last we're going to ever see anything dealing with Dick. That's the one other downside is he wraps things up, but because we know things end on such a bad note, that, Dick's mom, it's like cursing Linda for not being there for her son in death or life. That's the last we ever hear about it, at least up to this point.
Oh, well,
That's a shame, but it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so any other thoughts you want to give about this huge batch we went over?
Again, the spiritual, exploration was done very tastefully, and I appreciate, how it just delves into a lot of diverse topics.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not offensive. It's
Nope.
Some things are of its time, but it's still not too much where it takes you out the book.
Yep. For example, like while there are still churches who will pull fast ones, it's nowhere near as bad as it was in the 90s.
Right. So I appreciate that these certain topics are done tastefully.
Mm-hmm.
And the drama keeps going, the cliffhangers keep going to where you have to go to the next issue. And yeah, it's very good. Is characterization continues to be consistent, and like I said, it's all about feeling invested within not only the main protagonist but also the supporting cast too.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that this is honestly, besides Wonder Woman and some of Superman, some of Batman too, but as far as like, well, the Trinity,
Yep.
A character that was once considered kind of like a B-lister or like a satellite character,
Yep.
for this run to really have me invested in not
Yeah.
only the satellite character, main protagonist of Supergirl, but also her supporting cast as well.
It's why it makes when DC just completely disregarded her afterwards so more insulting.
Because they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, but here's the other big thing though. But here's the other big thing though, and let's be honest, as we've been going further on it, you still also have to acknowledge the DU had a point though. Try summarizing any of this Earthborn Angel stuff to a new person about Supergirl. It muddies the water for Supergirl.
Yeah, it does.
Because again, after everything with you, because here's the thing, you have Cousin of Superman from Krypton. No matter what you go through, you just open up with that. with Supergirl, the longer this went, the more convoluted, because you can't summarize this. You can't.
No,
Because you got to start. She was a protoplasmic being from a pocket universe. She came here to Earth. She became an Earthborn angel. Blah, 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 blah. Once you go past Supergirl, you have a one-sentence summary. Superman's cousin from Krypton. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, as uncreative as that is.
But it's simple, so you don't get lost in the muddle.
Right.
You get lost with this Supergirl. That is the unfortunate thing. And this Earthborn Angel thing for the series itself was great. In the long-term viewing of the company, made things harder.
Yes,
you know, to promote.
Mm-hmm.
Because sales were not the greatest. They weren't bad, but they weren't that great.
Right.
But so yeah. Again, there's a reason why I felt like this could have ended here. But remember, we only get another 25 ish issues left. So yeah, about 20. No, we got about 30 issues left. But I'm thinking 25 before the next big shakeup.
Oh wow! Well, that's still a good chunk. We are halfway through. That is pretty good. And again,
we're more than halfway. We're more than halfway. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's still the fact, like I said, very interested to keep going. This is something. As I said, I would not be interested in any other character. You know, I'm slowly getting more into it with other characters. But yeah, this is kind of like the first character that I really just went through, you know, the whole way through.
And here's the other thing is, all that happened closed the door on Leesburg. Because as you see here, she's now going throughout the world. We have Lex's presidential being elected president. We've had, we see her teaming up with Kyle. This is all the stuff we'll be seeing in the future. Stuff with Dr. Fate. We have Our World's at War going on.
Oh, I love that arc.
Yep. Oh, we have her during Joker's last laugh. We have her teaming up with Lagoon. We'll see her team up with Lagoon Boy. All of this is just a sample of what we have coming up, for over the next 25 issues. Also, there's going to be a lot of character growth for Buzz.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Buzz is going to get redeemed. And let's put it this way, by the end of it all, it's going to remind, because remember that's also, there's no Supergirl. From this point on, it's just Linda, meaning we're back to the girl who wasn't a good person in the beginning. Keep that in mind. We have now taken, her purity has been stripped from her. The purity of Supergirl has been stripped from her. And we're going to get a painful reminder. This is not Supergirl. This is Linda. Pure Linda. And she's going to make a lot of mistakes. And there's going to be a lot of moments you're going to hate her.
Well, if it's a character that you hate to love her, love to hate her type thing, then I don't mind it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just giving you all the heads up. That's what to expect going forward. Because I've read on ahead. I've read on ahead, obviously. By the time we get to the end of the 25 issues, Linda is going to be called out.
Really? See, the anticipation of getting to more of these moments is so
that's
good.
all I'm going to say. By the way, look at this cover, and let's go back to issue 51. Come on, back. Remember? So now she had it under that shirt, and now we're seeing that shirt again, but underneath the Supergirl outfit.
Wow, that is so
It's
creative.
the exact same outfit. But it's reversed. She's no longer hiding it under her, because again, the whole notion of she's no longer Linda. She is Supergirl. She's now Linda.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so That's about all we've got now. Boy, we're back to doing a long video, but it was worth it.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, that's all we've got to say on this one. Thank you for joining me, Brit. Thank you, everyone else.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, and we'll see you all on the next one. Take care.